Police Minister Bheki Cele is set to look into a Cape Town policing unit that's accused of playing politics and operating as a rogue unit. The investigation follows a request by the minister, a request to the minister by Good Party's Brett Herron. The city of Cape Town has, however, refuted claims of a rogue unit, claiming it's a fully legal entity. For more on this pending investigation, let's chat to investigative journalist Caryn Dolley. She joins us now. Caryn, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Not the first time that the SSIU has been under the spotlight, but what's brought it back into focus?
Well, as you are correct in saying, it's not the first time. This is a situation that cropped up in 2017 previously. And what's brought it back into focus is the arrest of a member, or we're not quite sure, a member or a former member of the city's Safety and Security Directorate. And it was after this arrest that the Good Party's Brett Herron put out a call for the minister to investigate.
There seems to be a bit of politics at play here. Is there a legitimate reason to be concerned about the SSIU, or is this political posturing from the Good Party, from the ANC in the form of Bheki Cele, and from the DA?
I think in this arena of politics / policing / all these peripheral issues, we need to focus on fact, and the fact is that a member / possible former member, because it's not very clear at the moment, has been twice arrested over the past few years, with the most recent arrest being in December. That is worrying. Whether this is politicking or not, certain time will tell, time should tell. We could see it as a political party hitching onto an issue, vice versa. This does come as there's a much broader battle between policing in Cape Town. The mayor wants a City of Cape Town police service, or a Cape Town police service, where our National Police Minister Bheki Cele is against this. He says that is unconstitutional. So there are several political layers to this.
There are a few names that have cropped up in this latest focus on the SSIU. One of them is the man that you mentioned, the current or former member of the unit, Reynold Taumakis. Paul Skeepers is another name that's cropped up. What's their role in all of this?
So it's quite a web of claims and counterclaims. We've seen Mr. Taumakis and Paul Skeepers, who is a former crime intelligence officer who was based in the Western Cape. Both of them have been arrested in previous cases and now again in December. And what has happened with Mr. Skeepers, for example, there were claims that he was spying for the DA on ANC members, and then there were counterclaims that Mr. Skeepers was actually investigating rogue police officers. And this is all set up to make him look bad. So it's a circle of claims, and we could possibly apply that to Mr. Taumakis as well. It's not clear. But as I said, this really fits into a matrix of political shenanigans in policing and lots of claims and counterclaims against police officers, especially in the Western Cape. Independently of this, we've had claims from Colonel Charles Kinnear, who was murdered in September 2020. He complained to his bosses in December 2018 already that there was a rogue unit of police officers operating in the Western Cape. And IPID has subsequently found that evidence suggests there was a rogue unit operating, or is a rogue unit operating here.
You've mentioned a few police officers' names, but there are also politicians who have been mentioned. Brett Herron mentions J.P. Smith, the MACO member for Safety and Security in Cape Town, in his correspondence to Bheki Cele. So how does Herron say that J.P. Smith fits into this whole equation?
Well, J.P. Smith is the mayoral committee member for Safety and Security, and the SSIU it's part of Safety and Security. And what has happened in the past is that Patricia de Lille, who now heads up the Good Party, she claimed, or she alleged, that Mr. Smith used this unit for reasons other than what it should have been used for, and for, in a nutshell, political gain. Those are, of course, claims, and it's resurfaced again, similar claims that it's exceeding its mandate. And what's important to note is that both Patricia de Lille and Brett Herron were formerly DA members and who are now with the Good Party. So it's interesting because what was claimed back then is again being claimed now. The veracity of the claims is, of course, what the minister or Minister Cele now has to look into.
Yeah, he says he's looking into it, Police Minister Bheki Cele. Do you have any idea what this investigation is going to look like?
I have no idea what it will look like. I have no idea what the parameters will be or how far it will extend. I think we'll have to see, and I'm guessing what we see will dictate whether we can determine whether this was a political maneuver or there is absolute weight behind this.
All right, Caryn, thank you so much for joining us. It's quite a complicated, tangled web, and you've helped to demystify it just a little bit. Investigative journalist Caryn Dolley joining us to talk about the Cape Town SSIU.